Get my next guest out here. He's the star of so many modern classics. Who didn't love him in Speed, the Matrix films, The Devil's Advocate, Bill and Ted's movies. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was a masterpiece of that kind of film. The list goes on and on. Here he is. I'm so excited he's here. It is Keanu Reeves, ladies and gentlemen. Keanu Reeves. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. For a man of our age, that's good work. Well, Keanu, welcome to the show. And,
thank you very much, Mr. Ross.
Welcome here to Britain. Here's something I did not know about you. I didn't know this at all. I didn't know that your mum was from this country, so you are half English.
I am.
I didn't know that.
Actually, my mother is from Essex.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
I don't know.
We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
Well, no, my mother ran away from home when she was really young.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Ran away from Essex. I don't blame her.
I don't know.
Have you picked up stuff from The Matrix that you can still use in movies today?
Actually, one of the directors... I knew both directors, actually, from the Matrix trilogy. Chad Stahelski and David Leitch were stuntmen on The Matrix. And for the action for this piece, you know, they knew what I could do, what I've done in the past, the training. And so they set up basically a John Wick boot camp. So for 3 months, got to do some gun stuff, learn some judo, jiu-jitsu, blend the guns and the martial arts, and then do some cars. Got to do some stunt driving, you know, throwing cars around, doing 180s, 360s, sliding, drifting, and then learn how to do that one-handed so you could shoot people.
Wow. So that must be so much fun learning that. I mean, that must be a good day.
Oh, are you kidding me? It's like heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like heaven.
Amazing. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, so then
Yeah, but
you
growing up in Essex is not dissimilar.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's April the 10th. Before we see the clip, set it up first. Tell us what it's about. Who is John Wick? What happens to him in this film?
Okay, I play a character named John Wick who used to be an assassin. He's spoken about as being a legendary assassin.
Tough guy.
Yeah.
True story, then. This is true.
No,
oh, okay.
Once upon a time, there was a guy named
I'd be Googling John Wick right now. I love stuff like that.
This is the Essex experience you're getting here. So let's rewind.
Just the fact that I was really sold that.
Okay, Olly, but no, it's a good story. It's
okay,
so it doesn't
let's carry on.
No, it is, yeah. So he's not the boogeyman, but he's described as the guy that you would send in to kill the boogeyman.
Yeah, yeah.
But John Wick, when we meet him, has put that all aside for love. And so he's married, but his wife is ill. And in the opening of the film, she passes away. And she sends John the gift of a dog with a note saying that, you know, I know you need someone or something to love.
The dog is wonderful in the film as
Oh,
well.
there it is,
Yeah.
yes.
What's the dog called? What's the name?
Well, in the film, it's called Daisy.
Daisy the dog. Who
Daisy
wouldn't fall
the
in love
dog,
with Daisy?
Little beagle. Yeah. And so then one day, I'm filling up. I have this cool, like, Mustang, old muscle car, filling it with petrol, and all of a sudden, Alfie Allen pulls in as the kind of the son of a Russian mobster.
He's a bad guy.
He wants my car. How much is your car, man? Oh, nice dog.
He calls you a bitch.
In Russian.
Still a bitch.
And so what happens is then I drive away, and eventually him and some of his lads come to the house. They beat up John Wick. They steal the car. And before that, they kill the dog.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This happens in, like, the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
So then, but this is when the film gets good. Well, I think you know what's coming next. What does John do?
Well, he cleans up the blood of the dog and holds the dog.
No, I mean the long term. I mean immediately after. I mean, that's nice to know.
It ties into what you're talking about because he connects. It's the blood. This film is kind of Old Testament Greek myth.
A lot of blood in it as well.
Action and lots of. And so he basically unearths what was, you know, his old past. And he puts the suit on and he becomes John Wick.
I like that because he literally goes into the earth to be his
there's
old
like
self.
a little
Okay,
scene there.
let's not say any more. Let me show you a clip of this. I'm telling you, if you love this kind of movie, you like hard-edged action, you like this kind of film with an emotional heart as well, you're going to love this.
Can I set it up? I'm sorry, man. I want to set it up. Every scene.
What's this show called?
Jonathan Ross.
Right, okay.
Sir.
Okay. Keanu is now going to set up the film for you, ladies and gentlemen. So you set the clip up.
Thank you, Johnny. So what happens is there's the real world, and then there's the hyper world of the criminals. Yeah. And they're at this hotel called the Continental. And these, you know, it's sartorial, it's sexy, it's cool. But there's another assassin, and she's playing John Wick a visit.
So this is that. This is that.
Let's have a look at you in it, because you play the good guy for once. Because often you do get, you're either, these days it seems, the bad guy or the kind of, you know, borderline good bad guy. But here he's kind of out. So that must be quite a nice change, I guess, is it?
The golden armour. I had the golden armour and a golden helmet. But the golden armour was very funny because I couldn't hear a word anybody else was saying half the time. It also squeaked a bit when I walked, so I had to dub the... It looks great, and the horse is also decked out in gold. But afterwards, I did dub the whole movie, because every time you get... You know, so you had to be in the studio and dub for 4 hours the entire movie.
You look good in gold, though, if you don't mind me saying. Yeah. You must get recognised a lot in the States now, especially after Deadwood.
Sometimes for Lovejoy, believe it or not, which is the funniest thing.
Even in America?
A lot of people like today, yeah.
Wow.
Because it was a quite big hit on PBS.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, look at that, yeah. Wow. There he is, yeah. Never had a first name.
And you know what's interesting now is a lot of the time they bring back the old shows, they bring back the old characters. I'm sure they must have asked you, would you do another...
Yeah, they did, but what are you going to do, bring it back? I mean, there was talk before, they said, would you be interested if we come back? And I said, why? It's like, it's tired. If you brought it back, you know, why don't you make it a girl? He had a daughter in the show. Make it, you know, Lovejoy, and then first time she appears, it's a girl. That would be...
You could play a girl?
No, I would not wear a wig, Jonathan. I'm sorry. No, I could play a dad. He'd come in and say, this is the daughter, that whatever. But, I mean, that's...
Yeah, like, you need to wear a wig. I can see how proud of you are of your lustrous locks. I heard even when you were in a recent show, you refused to shave a monk's patch in the back.
Oh, Christ, I'm going to shave... Yeah, and Pillars of the Earth. They said, yeah. They said, and the contract is, you'll be in a lovely hotel in Hungary, and you'll be there for 6 months, you'll get expenses, you'll get 4 airfares, and you go... I said, pardon, what was that? You have to shave a little hole in the head that looked like a monk. I said, no way. So I went to the Japanese place here and had it straightened and down, and then went there, and of course they just stuck a thing on it. I mean, you didn't see it. But all these English actors were going, why haven't you got a hole in your head? Because I'm not a monk, you know.
But I don't think anyone thought they were monks. They were actors playing monks.
No, I said mug, not monks.
A mug, I see.
So when you were growing up in Canada, then, was acting always your ambition? You wanted to go in that direction, or did you stumble into it? What happened? What did young Keanu see in acting?
Stumble into acting. No, I guess when I was around 15, my mother says I declared myself and said, would you mind if I was an actor? And she went, no. And so I started. I was pretty self-motivated, started classes, and et cetera, et cetera.
And you made the leap to LA on your own, didn't you? I believe you got yourself there under your own steam.
I left home when I was like 17, 18, dropped out of high school, was working as an actor and other part-time jobs. And then eventually I got in the car and drove from Toronto to Los Angeles.
So I would imagine, that's a...
How long did that take, by the way?
Well, I was with a friend and a girlfriend, and so we did some meandering.
Oh, OK.
Yeah.
Good road trip.
Yeah, we had a little
Lads
road...
on tour, see?
Yeah. Took about 7 years, I imagine, then. So what car was it? Were you in it was a modern car? It was a comfortable car?
No, it was the first car I ever had. It was a 1969 122 Volvo, British racing green, and its nickname was Dumpy. It had bricks under the chairs and holes in the floor. I had 6x9 speakers with long wires that I could put the speakers on the roof, and we would go to places and we'd put them, turn the records on, the music on, and just go.
Where's that car now? That car seems to be that
just
car
blew up.
Yeah.
That car made it to L.A., hung out in L.A. for a little bit, didn't like the weather. It was a little hot, you know, it was air-cooled Volvo. It was kind of crazy. Started driving back to New York City, and it blew up in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
I think we've just found the new host of Top Gear, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
I know.
Richard Burton. I mean, to be in a movie with Richard Burton, and they don't make him like that anymore, do they?
No, they don't. He was great. Well, the funny thing is, I was talking... when was it? I had lunch with Ray, Wing Commander Winston, last year. And Winston said to me, do you know something, McShane? He says, I was watching... The Gulf War start... He said, they were showing villain, and then they broke in halfway through the show and said, we regret to inform you the Gulf War has started, and they cut away. I said, when the war stopped, did they continue showing it again? The war is over, we will now go back to Villain, starring Richard Burton.